WrestleMania is often called the grandest stage of them all, a platform where superstars push their bodies to the absolute limit. It is a stage where athletes display unparalleled skill, grit, and heart, all while taking immense risks. But behind the glitz and glam of pyrotechnics and fanfare lies the painful truth. Wrestlers risk their physical well-being every time they step into the ring. Injuries at WrestleMania are a harsh reality, and while some are part of the show, others are 100% real. These injuries are not just scripted bumps or staged blows, but painful, genuine incidents that leave lasting effects. Sometimes they can even end careers. Let's take a look at 11 of the most painful and real injuries that have taken place at WrestleMania events over the years, some of which are truly shocking. 1. The Rock coughs up blood, WrestleMania 14. One of the most terrifying and real injuries in WrestleMania history occurred during the iconic match between The Rock and Ken Shamrock at WrestleMania 14. While wrestling has its share of blood capsules and fake injuries to sell the drama, the blood that poured from The Rock's mouth was very real. In the final moments of the match, The Rock tried to use a steel chair to gain an advantage, but it backfired. Shamrock, one of the most intense and technically proficient fighters in the WWE, locked The Rock in the ankle lock, and as he held on, the unthinkable happened. Blood started pouring from The Rock's mouth. The visual was disturbing, and immediately, medical personnel rushed to The Rock's side. Had this happened in the current era, the match would have been stopped immediately, as wrestler safety has become a top priority. But during the Attitude Era, it was all about pushing the limits for the sake of a dramatic spectacle. 2. Triple H breaks. Owen Hart's nose, WrestleMania 14. WrestleMania 14 was a crucial point in WWE history, as it marked the tail end of the Attitude Era and the beginning of the company's transformation into a new, more mainstream entertainment entity. One of the more shocking incidents during the event involved Owen Hart and Triple H in a European Championship match. Hart's ability to keep fighting through the pain was a testament to the unforgiving nature of wrestling, where injuries are often sustained but rarely acknowledged publicly during the match itself. Wrestlers are trained to work through pain, and the show must go on. Hart later mentioned that the break to his nose was an unfortunate accident that added to the tough, grueling nature of being a WWE superstar. 3. Randy Orton's back injury, WrestleMania 30. WrestleMania 30 was a historic event in WWE history, featuring Daniel Bryan's rise to the top and the unforgettable ending to The Undertaker's undefeated streak. However, one of the most harrowing moments of the night involved Randy Orton. The impact was so violent that Orton visibly grimaced in pain. After the match, it was clear that the injury was not just a stunt, as Orton had a massive welt on his back from the impact. Given Orton's history of back problems, this injury was particularly concerning. The fact that the table had not been cleared was an extremely reckless mistake, especially considering the danger of the large, old-school monitors that were used back in those days. In today's WWE, such a mistake would not have been tolerated, and the match would have been stopped immediately. 4. Scott Steiner's near miss at WrestleMania 9. Scott Steiner was known for his impressive physique and his fearlessness inside the ring. But in his match at WrestleMania 9, things almost took a tragic turn when he took a wild bump that nearly ended his career. There was immediate concern as Steiner lay motionless on the floor, and officials quickly checked on him. Thankfully, Steiner managed to recover, but the incident serves as a reminder of how risky professional wrestling can be. Had the landing been even slightly worse, Scott could have suffered a life-altering injury. The spot served as a turning point in his career, and he became more cautious with high-risk maneuvers moving forward. 5. Dean Ambrose's insane ladder bump, WrestleMania 31. One of the most memorable moments from WrestleMania 31 was the high-flying and dangerous ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Dean Ambrose, known for his fearless and reckless style, took things to a new level when he was powerbombed by Luke Harper off the apron and through a ladder. WWE officials immediately rushed to Ambrose's side to check on him, and the fear was palpable. In a rare moment, the audience could see the reality of how dangerous wrestling can be. However, Ambrose showed incredible resilience, managing to get up and continue the match. His toughness earned him praise, but it also highlighted the incredible risks wrestlers take when they throw themselves into extreme spots for the sake of the show. 6. The Miz suffers a concussion, WrestleMania 27. The Miz had one of the biggest matches of his career at WrestleMania 27, defending his WWE Championship against John Cena in the main event. However, things went terribly wrong during the match when The Miz was tackled off the barricade, causing his head to slam violently onto the exposed concrete floor. The thud was sickening, and it was immediately clear that The Miz had suffered a serious head injury. This moment serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of concussions and head trauma in wrestling. WWE has since drastically altered its concussion protocol, ensuring that situations like this would be handled much more responsibly today. 7. Terry Funk's dumpster disaster, WrestleMania 14. Terry Funk, an icon in the world of hardcore wrestling, was known for taking extreme and painful bumps. At WrestleMania 14, Funk participated in a dumpster match alongside Cactus Jack to take on the New Age Outlaws. It was a chaotic, no-holds-barred affair, but the most dangerous spot occurred when Funk was powerbombed into the dumpster. This incident raised questions about the safety of some of these hardcore spots, as they seemed to offer little in terms of protection for the wrestlers. However, Funk's willingness to take these brutal bumps cemented his legacy as one of the most hardcore performers in wrestling history. 8. Rick Boogs tears his quad, WrestleMania 38. WrestleMania 38 opened with a match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships between the Usos and the team of Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura. Boogs, who was known for his incredible strength and energy, suffered a devastating injury early in the match. While attempting to lift both Usos at the same time, his knees buckled and he tore his quadriceps tendon. The injury was severe, and Boogs had to undergo surgery to repair the damage. Despite the heartbreak of being injured on his first ever WrestleMania, Boogs remained positive and focused on his recovery. He made a full recovery, but was eventually released in 2022, marking a sad end to what had seemed like a promising WrestleMania moment for him. 9. Sasha Banks' hair whip, WrestleMania 37. One of the most memorable moments from WrestleMania 37 came during the match between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The two women put on an incredible performance, but the match took a painful turn when Bianca Belair used her hair as a weapon. Belair, who is known for her long, braided hair, snapped it across Banks's body, creating a loud, echoing crack that could be heard throughout the stadium. The impact left an actual welt on Sasha Banks's side, causing the crowd to gasp in shock. It was a brutal yet innovative use of an otherwise harmless body part, and it added to the intensity of the match. 10th Ronda Rousey breaks her knuckle, WrestleMania 35. Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania 35 match against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair was historic, marking the first ever women's main event at the grandest stage of them all. However, things took a painful turn for Rousey when she broke her knuckle during the match. Rousey later revealed that she suffered a shattered pinky knuckle when throwing punches, and the injury was so severe that it required 2 pins in her hand. Despite the injury, Rousey didn't miss a beat, continuing to fight and eventually participating in the intense finish of the match. The fact that she was able to perform despite the pain speaks volumes about Rousey's toughness and dedication. 11. The Undertaker cuts his arm open, WrestleMania 36. The Undertaker's final WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 36, a cinematic boneyard match against AJ Styles, was one of the most unique and innovative bouts in WWE history. However, it wasn't without its injuries. During the match, The Undertaker put his arm through the window of a limousine, and the glass sliced open his arm. The cut was so deep that there was visible damage, and blood poured out. Despite the severity of the injury, The Undertaker didn't let it stop him. He continued the match, refusing to stop for medical attention. The injury was so bad that WWE officials had to clean it up quickly, but true to his old-school nature, The Undertaker powered through. His resilience and determination to finish the match were part of what made him one of the most respected figures in wrestling history.